Can everybody see this?
Yes.
So try reading it for some time. Let us try reading it for 5 minutes and then we try doing that. Okay. Who's that now? Oh, good. Catherine Taurus. Mhm. Oh, good.
Oh my God.
Try reading it, guys. It's for you. So read, understand it, what it is trying to say, and try opening if you really have it. I will anyways keep it for you handy. Give me a second. I'll just put that for you handy. I'll stop the share for a moment. I'll stop the share, girl. I want to open this as well. Okay. I'll close this. Okay. Okay. So keep this open as well. The what to say, the automobile benefits formula. What I have sent it to you. It's okay if you don't have it now. I will anyways pop up together. I don't want you to just go and back and forth to everything. So when we'll be discussing, we'll anyways discuss that. Okay. So yeah, do not worry. Just understand the question first. So we are going to calculate the automobile benefits which an employee is eligible. Okay.
Sabi ko dito. Oh, tsaka kunin mo sila ma. Tsaka Go, Marco. Bye, Marco. Mas bilis magluto.
Ha? Kaya pa. Sabi sa'yo eh. Ay. Okay. So did you had a chance to read it, guys? The faster you do. Okay, let's read it together, okay? Questions are based on the following information. The cost of the car is $20,000, including HST. If the car is leased, the monthly lease payment is $500, including HST. The car is driven for total of 26,000 kilometers during 2019, and its operation cost for the year are $4,000. For each independent questions, choose one of the following answers. Okay, so this is like just an alternative. But I would like to just explain you the situation that basically the cost of the car is $20,000. If the car is like there are a couple of situations. So suppose if the car is leased, then the car monthly lease payment is 500. But if the car is purchased, the cost of the car is $20,000. Now it is driven 26,000 kilometer during 2019, and the total operating cost for the year are $4,000. Now first situation is uh, okay. First situation is everybody with me, guys? I want to know, is everybody with me if I'll unmute all? If
Yes, ma'am.
everybody's with me?
Yes.
Good.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Fatima, listening.
good job. I'm going to mute you, but then I'll let you keep on, like if you want, you can unmute yourself, okay? Anytime. So now, assume a car is purchased. Now, there are situations where they say that assume that the owner has purchased the car. The employer has purchased the car and then he is giving it to the employee. It was used by the employee for the whole year. He drives it for personal purpose for total of 9,000 kilometers. The minimum taxable benefit during using detailed calculation is, what is the minimum detailed using detailed calculation, what is the minimum taxable benefit, what an employer can add up with in his T4 and in her T4. So for that we need to understand how do we calculate it first. Okay guys, so there are primarily, I would like to say that now we are going to do here the solution. Okay, primarily there are two types of cost which is included: standby and operating. So two kind of and if any employee, if they reimburse anything, then that has to be included. However, there is no information that employee has made any reimbursement. So if there is a standby, that is a fixed cost, and there is an operating, so there is a benefit. Okay, two benefits what employee has experienced it. So you got to calculate this. Now standby can be calculated by two methods: simplify method or detailed method. Well, they have already mentioned here using detailed method, but if you have to check if it is the condition of simplified method is applicable or not, then you can use simplified method if they haven't given you any description which method to use it. But because they have given us that you can use, okay, Rex was out. But because they have given that you can use the detailed calculation method, so let's look at the detailed calculation method. Okay, so I will take you to, I have to stop the share. I don't know. I cannot keep it here. Okay, well, let me see if I, oh no, I don't have to stop the share. Okay. So I can take you to the calculation of automobile benefit. Okay. Now, as I said you, we can, broadly speaking, the charges or the benefit is calculated using two broadly charges, standby and the operating. Okay. So standby is this and the operating is below. You also have that with yourself. Okay. Now, standby can be calculated by using two kind of methods: simplified and detailed calculation. If all the conditions are met and if they haven't mentioned anything, you can use simplified method. But in this method, because they've mentioned it, we'll use detailed calculation method. Okay. How do you calculate the detailed calculation? Let's look at it. Look at first one. Employer owns the automobile. Second one, employer leases the automobile. And third one is employer sells or leases the automobile. Now, in the first case, employer owns the automobile. And our first case also says that assume that the car is purchased. That means employer owns the automobile. So that is the applicable method which we can use it. Okay. So now employer owns the automobile. That means you have to use cost of, see, everything is given here. Cost of automobile generally equals to the fair market value at the time of acquisition, including GST and HST. Okay. Times 2%. So what is the cost of automobile for our automobile, guys?
20,000.
Very good. Very good. Who said that?
Yeah, I'm not.
It's Mercy. Very good, Mercy.
There's
Okay. So 20,000 times 2%. Okay. Because the formula itself says times 2%. Cost has to be in this line and times 2%, right? So this is the place where you got to put that amount. So what is it? 20,000 times 2% is what amount?
$100.
Tell me.
$200.
400.
Yeah.
It's 400, right?
Yes.
So 400. Now $400 is the amount. Now that's the step one. What is the second step? Now we are done with step one. We're not eligible for lease. We're not eligible for this. However, there is another step which we need to follow it to calculate this standby charge benefit. Okay. Second is reducing the standby charge. Now, how do you reduce the standby charge? If you want to calculate the standby charge at reduced rate, you have to follow you have to be complying with the following condition. Okay, if that following condition applies to you, then you are eligible for, because if you see guys, the previous one simplified rate used 24%. However, detailed calculation used just 2%, right? So you can see what exactly is the difference in the calculation. There's a detailed calculation. Now, to be eligible for the reduced standby charge, you need to see if you're eligible for to comply with this condition or this applies. First one is you require your employee to use automobile to perform their duties. They do perform the duties, right? Because you mentioned it here that the car was driven um, monthly lease payment. The car is driven for 26,000 kilometers. And because the car is driven, and out of this it's just 9,000 which he is driven for personal purposes. So the rest of the, I'm sure the rest of the time the employee must have used it for the employment purposes. So 9,000, so 15,000 kilometers, 17,000 kilometers is just used for employment purposes. That is more than 50% of the time. Like just 9,000 kilometers he drives for the personal purposes. Rest of the time he has used it for the employment purposes. Employee uses automobile for more than 50% of the time for business purposes. That is also he complies. Kilometers for personal use do not exceed 1667 per 30 days or 20,000 kilometers a year. No, the kilometers for personal use only was 9,000. So well, it is for 12 months. So it is for 12 months, right? Because he is used for the whole year. It was an employee. It is used by the employee for the whole year. So in that case, 30 days period does not apply. The year's time period apply. And it should not exceed 20,004 kilometers. Kilometers. He is complying with all the conditions. So if he complies with all the conditions, we need to use this formula to calculate the standby charge. Okay. So now because he uses for 12 months, okay, we don't use this 30 days thing. We directly use the 12 months things. Okay, so well equal to 12. Okay. Now we already have used we already have used 4,000. So that will be on the $400, right? I'll show you. See, amount from 3, 4, or 5. So this is 3. First one is 3. Like, I'll show you on the right hand. If you see on the right hand side, okay, right hand side of this is 3, right? And this is what we calculated it, 400. So amount from 3, 4, or 5. So we have 3, 4, or 5. So 3 is 400. Let me put it like this.
That calculation is in the second page, right?
Yes, second page. Is it in the second page? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. There's 3, 4, 5, 6.
This calculation is on the page second. Yes, very true.
I printed it out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's good. No, that's good.
To see, because the numbers are confusing.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's confusing, and to go back and forth is confusing, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's go further. Sorry. So now, first one we already calculated. So we already got $400, right? So $400 into
times 0.67.
Okay. Why is 0.67?
It's 2 divided by 3.
No, we are not using this, girl, because this is just employer is leasing the automobile.
Yeah, it's
Just
lease,
for-
so you cannot use that one.
Because Maria is just given assume a car is purchased. We are not using anything apart from purchased car. So if it is leased, that will be a second problem which I have given for lease. So we will use this. So you can only use 1, 2, or 3. See, it is written here amount from 3, 4, or 5. So it can be either this amount, or either this amount from 1, 2, or 3. Okay.
Okay, so that would be 400 times
Yes.
number of days
400
over
times 12
30.
months, right? Because it is
12
for the
months.
whole year.
Oh, okay.
You cannot use 30 because it's just not for 1 month. It is for the whole year. So we know it's
For the
12
whole year.
months.
12 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 4,800.
Now, sorry,
4,800.
400 times 12.
12. 400 times 12.
4,800.
Okay. Times, we just put it directly. Times, what is the amount of kilometers he drove for personal use?
9,000.
And what is the amount of what is the kilometers for the yearly available? 20,004. If you see the standby charge thing, so if you see this personal kilometers divided by
Personal
the number
divided
of
by
days available, but because we are not having number of days or anything, we know that in a year he's just drove this amount,
And 17,000.
right? 20,400.
9,000.
So we cannot use this because it's not for 30 days, it's for a year's time. So we use this 20,400.
004. I thought you said 20,400.
So what is the sorry?
Why is it 9,000 divided by 20,004? I thought you said 20,400.
Sorry, 20,004. My bad. So is that clear? This is just application of the formula, guys.
So
Yeah.
is the
10,000.
20,004 is the formula?
Yes, part of the formula. See, if you are driving the car for personal purposes for 30 days, it should not exceed 1,667 kilometers, right? But if you are driving the car for the year, it should not exceed 20,004 kilometers. Because it is 20,000, because it is for the year, instead of this calculation of 1,600, you just replace it by 20,004. Because you don't use year 30,000 as well, right? You don't use year 30 days. You use year 12 months. If you see the question, it is given for the whole 12 months. It is not for 30 days. Why is this 30 days given? Because you convert it into the month. See, here it is given. If you see, calculate the number of days the automobile was available to employee for the entire calendar year. When do you divide the total days automobile was available by 30? If it is for 30 days, then you calculate turn into months. If it is available for 130 days, you turn it into 4 months, right? But they have directly given us for the month, number of months, so we don't have to calculate the month by dividing by 30. So that's just the 12 months, guys. So that's 400 in times 12 because it's for 12 months times 9,000 divided by 20,004.
It's nice.
It's 2,160.
Got it?
Is it 2,100?
2,159.
0.56 or
0.5. So we put it 60, okay?
okay.
Okay. So the standby, whatever is the amount for standby charges, how much? Okay. Now we calculate the operating cost, okay? Operating cost, we calculate using both the formula because there is no information given whether employee has given not to use that or use that, and if the conditions are applicable. So we use the lesser of. Let's see the formula. So this is the first part, which is a standby. Now operating expense benefit. Complete this step if you provide an automobile to your employee and pay for the operating expenses related to the personal use. If your employee reimburses you for all operating expenses to personal use no later than 45 days after the end of the year, do not calculate an operating benefit. But there is no information that she or he has given us back. So there is a fixed rate calculation. The employee have not reimbursed or partially reimbursed, and employee did not elect to use optional. Well, this is something which we do not have the information. So we use or, okay. So personal kilometer driven, how much? So we directly use the flat rate. 9,000
Yeah.
times 29 cents. 28 or 29? 28 cents, sorry.
28 cents.
Is that the given number per kilometer?
Sorry?
Personal
that,
kilometers driven, yeah.
28 cents per kilometer?
28 cent is given by is a standard number which is given by CRA.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about that. So we just have to directly number of personal kilometers. We cannot apply the second one because it's principles or the principal source. If we don't know what his business is, so we just don't want to apply the other one. Okay. So what is the amount?
2,520.
2,520. Okay. Or you can use the optional method. So this is a fixed, so what to say, fixed rate method, right?
Sorry.
Information about the employee said that he want to use or he does not want to use. So whatever is the lesser amount, that will be the benefit available. Now, what is the optional method? And whether he complies with the or not. Suppose use this calculation if both the conditions are applies. The employee uses the automobile more than 50% in the course of their office. Yes, he uses. The employee requests in writing that you use this method. We don't have any information, but we try to use this just so that we get an idea which is the lesser of it. If no information is given, you don't calculate this. You just calculate that and add it up. Okay, guys? What is the standby charge as per A or B? So we calculated the standby charge. As per optional method, let's put it here. Standby charge is 2160. This one. Okay. And then there is no reimbursement. So times 50% or divide by half. Okay. So what is the amount?
1,080.
1,080.
1,080. So if we want to take the lesser of it, then the total benefit is equal to 2160 plus 1,080. So how much does it come?
3,240.
3,240. So this is the way we calculate it. So if you see, we have it that out here as well, F. But that's something which is, yeah. But then this is the way we're going to calculate it.
Diyan ba din ah? Bakit sa akin?
I'll email you the solutions. Don't worry, guys. Just in case if you have want to refer it later on for your information.
That
Yeah,
would,
I'll do.
Yeah, that would be nice.
No, I'll do that. Yeah. Just try to understand the logic now. Do not worry about, if you can't.
Very,
Yeah.
very good. It's like
Kenny, Fatima, I got a question again. Where did you get again the 20,004?
You already have it in the form. See, if you see the form, I'll show you the form.
It's in the form.
that's
If you
given.
see, it's there already given. I'm just scrolling. Can you see the form now?
No, not right now.
Not right now. Oh, I think not everybody can see the form. So
No.
you could have told me.
That's
Okay,
why I'm
sorry.
wondering.
That's
Sorry.
why we're
I'm wondering where
Really?
you got it because we
And,
don't have the
Oh
form.
gosh.
The
Okay.
Because
20,004 is 12 times
Okay.
1667, right?
Give me a thing. Okay. I'll put it to you. So this is the form. I thought that I was just going to the form. Now we can see the form.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Where is it?
So that's what I was just referring. I thought you can see to it. I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
You could.
no.
Sorry,
That's why.
Rex. You asked something, Rex.
I don't know if 12 times 1667, that's 20,004, right?
12
Am I right?
times. Yeah.
1667.
I mean, you don't have to. Yeah. So it has to be a yearly or it has to be monthly. So it should not exit monthly, but it is already given
Oh, there
directly.
it is. There it is. I saw it. Kilometer for personal use. We got it for total of 20. Okay.
Let's see.
So
So-
when we take, let's for example, we take a test and we do this. We need to be looking at the form to be able to do this.
You only have to refer to the form because form is going to give you the formula. If you are, because this is available by CRA.
Yeah.
So you have to refer only to the form and do everything.
Yeah. When we take the test, we have to refer.
Yeah. You have well handy. The thing is, you got to know how to use the form.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okie dokes.
Okay, so see, I was
2%.
using this. I'm sorry, I thought that you could see. See, this is the first one,
Oh.
what we were using it.
That's why I asked the question again because I don't see
Yeah,
where.
and 2%.
2%.
And then we use this using standby charge formula.
Yes.
Okay. And then there is reimbursement. There is no reimbursement by employee. So you just use this and then add up. Operating benefit, we use this in 28 cents. Oh, that's the
28 cents.
reason. Sorry, that's the reason Kenneth asked where is 28 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
That. And the optional is here. Okay. Now we don't use this operating net benefit because we don't have any applicable information in our question. Okay. So like it's making that, is there any reimbursement in operating thing? Is there any third party making any deductions or any payments? If there would be, we would use this. Otherwise, we don't use it. And then we add up all the A plus B or this, and that will be putting it in the box. Okay. Okay, good. Now what we'll do is like we'll try to solve another question. If you guys have a printer and if you guys or have a laptop and a mobile, try downloading this form as well. If not, then it's okay. Then I have to go back and forth. Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. Can you see all this Word document now?
Still in a form.
Form?
The form.
Okay. Fair enough.
Form.
I thought that you can see it. I thought so, but then yeah. Okay. We go to the second question. Okay. I'm taking you to the second question. Stop share and go back to okay. There you go. I hope you can see the question. Assume the car is leased. It is used by employee for 11 months of the year. In other month, he required to return the car to his employer's premise. He drives it for personal purpose for total of 6,000 kilometers. The minimum taxable benefit using detailed calculation is, so we use the same method, but instead of using the first one, that is car purchased, we use the second one if the car is leased, okay?
So
I will
it's
just-
for 5,000.
Standby charge. Okay, I will try to take you to the form as well. Yeah, operating benefit. Okay. So now suppose if its car is leased, what is the standby charge formula? We know the car is leased, okay? We know the amount of kilometers travel 6,000. If the car is leased, what is the amount of monthly lease?
It's 500.
It is 500. Wonderful. So therefore directly we don't have to calculate anything, okay? So now
500.
500, yeah. So I will stop the share and go back to just so that you can see the form, okay? And then calculate it. I want to show you the form and just look at it. That how do you calculate the standby charge?
Standby.
Okay. Now, first one was employer owns the automobile. So we already did it. But now next is employer leases the automobile. Okay. So if employer leases the automobile, how do you calculate it? You know what is the difference between owning and leasing, right?
Yeah.
The employer has his own automobile or employer leases the automobile. So if employer leases the automobile, how are you going to calculate the standby charge? So they have given a formula. Enter the monthly leasing cost, which is the total lease cost, including down payment, all including, excluding insurance, divided by the number of months in the term of lease. However, we already have the ready-made monthly leasing. Okay, so we don't have to worry about calculating the monthly lease. The total lease cost is generally equal to its fair market value at the time the automobile is leased. Now, once you get this lease, so you got to use $500, okay, times 2/3. Okay. Once you do that, you got to apply this formula of standby charge, because even this is used only, this vehicle is used only how many kilometers? 6,000 kilometers. So it is less than 50%. Out of like 11 months, it has used only 6,000 kilometers, and that's 26 kilometers used. So more than 50% of the time it's used for the business. Okay. So it is again eligible for this reduced standby charge, and we're going to use this formula. Okay. And then we calculate the standby charge. Now let's try to calculate it. Okay. Standby charge. What is the amount? $500, right?
Yeah.
$500 is the lease amount. Times 2 divided by 3. Okay. So what is the amount?
833.
333.
333.33.
0.33.
333. So we put it, now we put it 333.33. And if not required, we'll just take it 300. Okay.
Or 30.
Okay. Now standby reduced charge. Okay. Now what is the standby reduced charge? Standby reduced charge, it is used for 11 months. So we use 11 months. Okay. Because we have 11 months already.
Yeah, it's not
11
whole year.
months.
Okay. Or well, we can use it 333.33 times 11 months. Okay. And then now we got to know what exactly is the amount which is used for this is driven 6,000 kilometers, guys.
6,000 kilometers. Yeah.
Okay. So now I just wanted to show you one thing. Okay. 20,000. Okay. For 12 months, it is 20,000. Well, you can just directly multiply the amount of, like as Rex was telling.
12
Give me a
times
second.
1667.
1667 into times 11.
7.
Yeah, or else
11.
in that way, if you really want it.
18,337.
So, or for 12 months, it is this. For 11 months, how much is 18,000?
337.
337. So we can only use that base because we have just used it for 11 months, right? So 3 times divided by 18,000,
Divided by
337. So what is the amount? Is that all we have added up? Looks like. So it is how much? 1199.74. So we can put it as 1,200. No? So I've used this exactly using the point, okay?
Times 0.327.
Yeah, I think 12.
1,198.
Yeah, that's mine too.
That's round.
198.98.
Okay. Now, if you calculate it, like suppose, for example, 6,000 divided by 18,337, okay? So it comes to 0.327 something. I multiplied it with 33.33, okay? So
Yeah.
109.06 multiply 11. So it comes to 1199.74. So it comes to 1,200. Try calculating it once again. So that's 1200 amount. Try doing it, it's okay. I'm just writing it because we require it. Is Vernie today? I haven't heard from him. Is he come today? Vernie's not there in, I believe. Did you guys get 1200, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, we go to the operating cost now, or operating benefit. Well, we use that cost. So we use fixed method, either of this, right? So fixed cost is 6,000 times 0.28, like 28 cents, right? So what is the amount?
1680.
Yeah, okay, thanks. And if you use optional method, optional calculation, so we use 1200 times or divide by 2 times 50% or divide by 2. So it's going to be 600. Total. How much is this? 1200 plus. Have a look at it. If you have any issues, please let me know. I put it in the one page so at least you can see everything. Yeah. Okay, if you're done, you can move to the third question. What is the third question all about? Are we guys okay? Can we move forward?
Assume the car is purchased.
Okay, assume the car is purchased. Good, thanks, Kathy. Assume the car is purchased